Good morning, guys. Today is January 15th, 2018. And today what we're going to be doing is our weekly technical analysis, hypothesis, where do I think price is going for the week on Bitcoin. As always, we're going to be looking at BitMEX's perpetual inverse swap contracts. BitMEX provides a very liquid market, kind of an average of a lot of spot markets that are out there. It really shows a good price of Bitcoin, and this is actually what I trade. So right now what we're looking at is a long-term chart from the beginning of December to now. And as you can see here, just to kind of recap previous price actions, we had hit previous highs of 20,000 and then fell all the way back down to 10.9K back in late December. Came back up into the 17.169 range, dropped, popped back up, put a higher high in through week 1 of January, came back lower, put in a higher low, and we've kind of chopped and moved around a little bit. It looks like Bitcoin is currently making a move this morning to the upside. So to kind of explain also where I'm at in my current trade, previously back in December during this drop, I scaled in to a large, long position. Did not sell at this top, which this box here is my sell zone. I should have. However, we fell back down here. I did not add any more risk to the position, and then we saw the price move all the way back up. And at this top here, at this sell zone, I unloaded about half of my position. Now, going into week 2, we saw price come down here, and we've formed a line of support, okay, that price is respecting. On the second tap of support, I added back into my long position, scaled back in, so that I hold, I guess, roughly around 65–70% of the original size position that I had back in December. So, let's talk a little bit about what happened in week 2. Really ugly week overall. Let's get this set up here. I'm going to get rid of my indicators as I don't like using those on shorter time frames. So this first box here on the left is week 1. This is week 2. Now if you look coming into week 2, we just see a lot of choppiness, just a lot of ugly price action. I really wouldn't want to trade this. I did not trade this. I just kind of sat back, watch to see what happened. Ultimately, price fell down here on the 10th. We fucking flushed down to 17.6, or not 17, 12.6, excuse me. Came back up, and on the second tap, again, I added to my long around in this range here. Okay, I'll turn down my music just a little bit. So we came back up into the previous middle range a little bit, and we just, with no momentum, we just came back down, and we've been respecting this line of support, okay? So I'm going to pull up my previous video as to my outlook from week 1 into week 2 as to what I thought would happen. So Hypo 1, I felt that price would kind of move around in this middle profile here. Profile. Let's talk about volume profile real quick. To those of you who are just watching this for the first time and you're wondering, you know, what the hell are these lines on the right? So this is essentially, it's a volume indicator, like at the bottom here. So the bottom shows the amount of contracts traded in that time frame, in that candle, okay? On the right, it's a profile showing the amount of contracts traded at a price, at a specific price point. So in this box here, this profile is showing all of the activity in week 1. This is week 2. Okay, and then this is going to be a combination. This is capturing what is visible on my screen. Okay, so this is the entire week 1 and 2 combined. This helps me determine price ranges, supports, resistance, and where I think price is going to go. Okay, now going back to previous weeks, Hypo 1 and Hypo 2 analysis. As you guys will see in future videos, I will always put together 1, 2, maybe 3 hypotheses as to what I feel like is going to happen in the week coming up. Okay, so what I thought would happen, Hypo 1, was my most likely outcome, I felt like. We would kind of chop around in the middle range, bounce off of the previous middle range line in the sand, move up and out and through into the upper profile, kind of testing all-time highs. We did not see that. Hypo 2 actually played out almost to a T. We saw price chop around a little bit, come into the middle part of the range, and fall through down into the bottom profile, okay, of week 1, which is around 13.5 or so. I thought that we would chop around in there, come back up into the middle profile, into the previous point of control, that's the point of control. Most contracts traded at a price, and then kind of set up for the next leg up, okay? Well, we didn't really see that entirely. What we saw was choppiness in that middle range, the point of control, and ultimately we fell down into previous profile here at the bottom, okay? And we came back up right to the center point of control. Most contracts traded around 15,000 or so, and I was like, great, this is awesome. Hypo 2's playing out kind of to a T, and then some news broke. The South Korea Bitcoin ban, as well as Bitcoin ETFs being withdrawn. This article, I'm pretty sure, came out on the 10th. There is no date there, but it does mention that South Korea works on cryptocurrency trading ban. What's actually really happening right now is they're trying to regulate the exchanges, no anonymous accounts, things such as that. There's a lot of news going on with South Korea right now. In addition to that, Bitcoin ETFs were withdrawn. The proposals were withdrawn from a lot of trusts and brokers that are trying to push through an ETF. And the staff expressed concerns regarding the liquidity and valuation of the underlying instruments, which they are using the future contracts on CBOE and CME. Which really aren't as liquid as you would think. The margin requirements on those are really high to trade. Anyways, so they're expressing concerns, and the SEC is seeking public input on the proposals currently. So it's not over. It's just it's going through the process, I guess you could say. It takes time for stuff like that. So again, when price came down here, and it started to form a line of support, and it came back down and tapped it twice. Again, I'll say I added some here, okay, in the bottom of 13.1, 13.2. I don't think I got a fill at like 12.9. I don't think I put it in an order. I can't really remember. But we added back in here, okay, because if we look over here, this is my previous buy zone, okay, and if we extend this box all the way out here, you're going to see it fall right into that, right into that area. So I follow that game plan. That's my buy zone, and it's going to remain until we, see otherwise. So that is what happened in week 2. Okay. Now, what the hell do I think is going to happen moving into this week? Well, as you see, prices, we are seeing a great pop, okay? So I'm just going to kind of explain what I feel is going to happen before I saw this. It's kind of funny. Price is going to go up, or price is going to kind of move in this bottom range that we're in, okay? So my hypo one was this before I saw this candle here, okay? Price would, I started formulating my game plan right here at the start of this candle. So this is funny. Anyways, so I feel like price was actually, before I do this, let's point out something really obvious here. The profiles, the volume profiles. So week 1 we have this range here, this one, and this bottom one. In week 2, this is just chop. Okay, I mean, look at that. That's just ugly. We have one there, and then a very large profile there. Okay, and then when we combine the 2 weeks together, okay, we see, we see one here, a little one there, and then a very large prominent profile there at the bottom, okay? I would say the point of control between the 2 weeks is right here, around 15,000. And you see it's really, that was a strong point traded in week 1, okay? Okay, Hypo 1. I feel like price is going to move around and bounce off of this support line, okay? Doesn't look like we're going to bounce off the support line. We may just kind of move up into these top ranges here. And then ultimately I feel like price is going to move up and into this top range here, okay? Into the kind of the previous week highs, okay? That's Hypo 1. Okay. Hypo 2, a little bit bearish, which it doesn't look like will happen based on what is going on right now. We'll see, though. It's just one candle, 1 hourly. I felt like, you know, if we see a negative price movement, we're going to see this price break below that line of support there, okay? That price has been respecting so damn well. And then just kind of chop around lower, and then ultimately move back up into this middle range here of week 2, okay? That is Hypo 2, okay? I suppose we could still see both play out here. You know, this pop-up could kind of break down, bounce back off support, and then lower. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I wonder what news is out right now. I haven't looked at Twitter. I don't. Maybe there's not any news. We'll see. But this is kind of my outlook for the 3rd week of January. What I feel might happen. As always, do your due diligence. Manage your risk. This is kind of a tough market to trade right now. This past week was just really ugly. We haven't really seen, you know, just definitive. How do you say? Just clear and clean price movement. One thing that I did notice here, just by looking at this short time frame here, is we see this kind of this wedge. We gotta change that color. Look at that wedge, and we just kind of pop through it there. That's just on a shorter time frame. I don't like using that necessarily for long-term game plans, but that's a pretty clear and clean breakout. So what we may see here right now in real time, obviously you'll see this little zone here, okay, from previous week, and the 2 weeks combined here. Price may come up into this zone here, bounce out of it. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do some real-time analysis in white, okay, in white. So price comes up, bounces out of that, tests it, and then we might just, you know, come up above that profile, and then, you know, go from there. We'll see, man. Guys, good luck. Manage your trades, manage your risk. Be careful out there. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and please continue to check out all of the content that's headed your way. Thanks.